All right, let's journey to the heart of the Andes, to a place I'm sure you think you know pretty well, Machu Picchu. But this isn't about the incredible ruins you've seen in all the pictures. Nope, we're going underneath, following these fascinating whispers of a discovery that could, well, it could change everything we thought we knew about the Inca. We're talking about a hidden archive.
Yeah, sealed by stonen stillness. I mean, that line just gives you chills, right? This whole story, it kicks off with these hushed rumors. We're not talking about some big, flashy announcement. This is all about quiet secrets, things that have been locked away for centuries. And that's exactly the mystery we're going to try to unpack together.
So we all see that stunning city in the clouds, right? It's iconic. But what if there's a whole other world, just as complex, hidden right beneath its surface? Just think about that for a second. What secrets has Machu Picchu been keeping from us all this time?
Okay, so our investigation starts at a really specific, really famous spot inside the Incan citadel. You've probably heard of it, the Sun Gate. It's that iconic entrance for everyone hiking the Inca Trail. But here's the twist. The real story, it turns out, isn't at the gate itself, but deep, deep beneath it.
And this is where it gets really exciting. Explorers actually found a narrow, hidden passage. I mean, this isn't just a legend or a myth anymore. This is a physical entrance, a real doorway that leads from the world we all know into the great unknown.
So what did they find inside? Well, this is what makes the whole discovery so mind-blowing. It wasn't just some empty room. It was basically a complex piece of machinery, a chamber filled with these incredible things, slabs, stars, and mirrors.
Let's break that down. Inside this chamber, they found polished mirrors, but, not for checking your reflection. These were for manipulating light. Then there were these intricately carved stone slabs, a totally unique way of keeping records. And get this, the walls themselves were literally engineered to be a canvas for the stars.
And all this brings us to this really cool concept called celestial encoding. Now, this wasn't just random art or doodling on rocks. No way. The Inca were systematically, methodically recording huge astronomical events. We're talking solstices, eclipses, the movement of planets, and all the rituals that went with them right onto these stone slabs. It was, quite literally, a library written in starlight. How incredible is that?
So, how did it all work? Well, this is just genius. Picture this, okay? At dawn, a single beam of light slices through the darkness and into the chamber. That beam hits those polished mirrors, which then splash these amazing patterns of light onto the walls, perfectly mapping out the constellations. From there, scribes could use that projection to precisely record whatever was happening in the sky that day. It's just absolutely brilliant.
And I really have to stress, the precision here is the key. This was not a rough sketch of the night sky, not at all. The carvings on these slabs were made to align perfectly with huge celestial events like solstices and eclipses. I mean, that points to an understanding of astronomy that is just mind-bogglingly advanced for its time.
Okay, so with this incredible level of sophistication, we hit the central debate, the big question mark hanging over this whole archive. What was all this work for? Was it just pure science? Or was it something else entirely?
Yeah, this amazing device really poses the one question that has historians totally divided. What was it actually for? Figuring out its ultimate purpose, the why behind it all, that's the real challenge here.
Right now, there are two main theories, kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum. On one hand, maybe it was a super practical tool for astronomy, to help manage a huge empire by tracking seasons for farming or for navigating by the stars. But on the other hand, what if it was a sacred space? A kind of oracle for divine prophecy, used to decode what the gods wanted and maybe even foretell the future. So, is it practical science, or is it sacred spirituality? The truth is, it could be a little bit of both.
All right, now I want you to zoom out with me for a second, because the story is about to get even bigger, a lot bigger. See, this chamber at Machu Picchu, it might not be a one-of-a-kind discovery. It might just be one single piece of a much, much larger puzzle.
And this is where the scale of this thing just explodes. The evidence, the whispers, they hint at a vast linked network. And that phrase, vast linked network, that completely changes the game. It transforms how we think about what all this could mean.
So what does that even mean, a linked network? Well, it suggests that other chambers, just like this one, could be hidden under other major Incan sites, and that they could all be connected, part of an empire-wide information system. Think of it like a
like a secret underground internet made of stone and light, sharing knowledge all across the Andes. Just incredible to think about.
And look, if this network is real, if it actually exists, the implications for how we understand the Inca they're staggering. We're talking about something that could potentially rewrite history as we know it.
There's this quote that the air hums with echoes of a library that may rewrite their vanished empire. What a powerful, beautiful image that is. And you have to remember, the Inca didn't have a formal written language in the way we think of it, at least not one we've ever been able to decipher. A discovery like this, an entire library of encoded information, it could finally give this incredible civilization their voice back.
So this all leaves us with one huge, tantalizing question. For so long, the Inca have been seen as this brilliant, but ultimately silent empire. But what if we could decode these slabs? What if we could understand this network? Could we finally, after all these centuries, hear their story, told in their own words? It's a possibility that honestly could change history forever.